From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gary Kissan.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield. That's Keith.
And that's Gary.
And down yonder here in the Brady Bunch box, that is a gentleman by the name of Fahim Fazli. And don't let those scary eyebrows freak you out. He's actually really a sweetheart.
Don't judge a book by the cover.
First of all, judge a book by its cover.
First of all, I want to thank you guys for inviting me for your show. I've been following your shows for a long time, and I'm honored to be part of your show. And Gary, I want to thank you for taking care of my book, the cover of my book. Thank you. You make me more ugly.
No, you're a good-looking dude, man.
And people all say, Fahim, it's such a great book. Don't judge a book by the cover. And we sold 350,000 copies the last 4 years. And Keith, I've been watching you too. You're a great interviewer, and you guys, I'm honored to be part of you guys' show.
Well, we're glad
you honor us, really. Seriously, it's great meeting you.
Thank you. Same here, brother.
So let's get us started here, Keith.
Look, I just got to ask. I mean, you have been in so many films. Do you still get nervous when you get in front of the camera, especially when you're starting a movie?
One thing about acting or winning or football, basketball or acting, anything, if you're not nervous, that means you're not good at it. You have to be nervous. You have to be, if you're careless, that means you're not a good basketball player or volleyball player or a good actor or good director. Nerves, if your nerves doesn't talk to you, to your brain, that means you don't care. I care about this acting. I care about my passion. I care about my dream so much. And when I read the scripts, I become that person and I go in front of the camera, I deliver it.
Wow.
And you've gotten to work with some great directors.
Yes, I've been working with Clint Eastwood, working with Bill Murray, Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau, Iron Man. And I just finished with Chris Hemsworth, with a lot of big director and producers. Rock the Casbah, with Barry Levinson. Great actor.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Barry Levinson, yeah. You know, funny part, a lot of my American friends born here, they go to school, they dying working with these top actors, top director, producer. To me, it's coming from somewhere and dropping in my lap, and I'm delivering. How you do it? I'm saying you have to have this kind of look.
So now you've wanted to be an actor pretty much all your life. What was an actor that inspired you before you became a professional actor? What actor or actress inspired you to want to do this?
When I first started acting, when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and born and raised in Afghanistan, I want to become an actor. There's an Afghan actor called Salam Sanghi. He was one of my role models. An Indian actor, because we're influenced by Indian movies. His name is Amitabh Bachchan. And there was used to come American movie come in to Afghanistan and translate by subtitle. Clint Eastwood was there. Mel Gibson was there. Al Pacino was there. I follow all of them, what their characters look like. And I love them all. I love them all. And my dad always said, don't ever say you know enough. You learn.
Yeah, you should always be learning throughout your life.
Yeah. Well, if people says I know enough, they're the empty one. They're the empty right there. You don't ever say I'm know enough. I'm still learning. I've been almost 120 movie, TV, voiceover, video games. I'm still learning. And I'm dying to learn. I'm dying to learn more.
Yeah.
What's a role that you have not played yet, but that you would be interested to play?
Romantic. I want to play romantic. I've been playing bad guy or terrorist. a lot. I've been typecast, which is I don't mind. Lately, I'm playing a warlord a lot. Lately, I work on Iron Man, Rock the Casbah, 68 Whiskey TV show. And lately, I'm playing as father a lot because myself, I have a 21 years old daughter, Sophia Fazli. She's an actress as well. And I'm very proud of her. And the way between our relationship is I want to deliver it on the screen. And I'm very honored to work with Bill Murray and Barry Levinson. I was a father on that movie. And I delivered it very well because when I read the script, that was remind me my character at home with Sophia, my daughter. And I did a good job. And we got nominated. I got nominated one of the best character actor on the movie.
That's really good. So when it comes down to it, I want to back us up a little bit.
Sure.
Let's go back to being 12 years old in Afghanistan, and you went through the nightmare of Russia coming in. Your family was, ultimately split up because of that invasion.
Yes.
Your mother, and were there any other family members with her that came to America while you stayed there in Afghanistan with your dad?
When 1979, when the Russian invaded Afghanistan, they took over Afghanistan overnight, 24 hours. And the first 6 months, they killed 3 million of us. And my mom was a midwife for the president of Afghanistan. And she ran home after bombing rockets come in. She come home to start crying and tell my father she's leaving. If she doesn't leave, the Russian will kill her. And my dad says, okay.
Yeah, because of what she was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was working with the government.
That's right.
And he took my older brother and my young sister, and left me and my younger brother with my dad, because my dad was a little stubborn. He says, we're going to defeat the Russian next 2 days or 10 days or 4 days or 1 year. And he said, I don't want to be alone. I want to keep Fahim and Aris, my brother. And they took off early in the morning, and I didn't see them for 5 years because the Russian was monitoring letters, phone calls. They wouldn't let us to talk. And we found out later on when you ask me a question, I will tell you where she ended up. And they took off, get in the car, go towards south and Pakistan to India. That's all we know. After that, we didn't know where she was.
And
Wow.
Even though it's a happier ending,
Right.
for her it was tragic because she was told that you were killed.
Yeah, some evil relative was living in Virginia, went to tell her Fahim and Aris got killed, and Jamil, my father, got married with some young woman, and which was so wrong and so bad. And I know who that person is. My dad's sister. That was a relative, tried to destroy my mom.
Family drama, man, to the
Yep.
extreme.
Yep. And this is so wrong, but she did, and God punished her later on. Certain other stuff happened to her family and her. And that's why they says goes around, comes around.
Karma. That's right.
Karma. And I was very upset when I first arrived in Pakistan. We took off later on, 5 years later on, came to Pakistan as a refugee. We walked 7 days, 7 nights. And of course, on the 3-4 years I was in Afghanistan, I fought the Russian. I was fighting as much as a young freedom fighter. Of course, we got supported by Pakistan and CIA. And one day my father made a decision, leave like 4 a.m, get in Jingo trucks and leave towards Pakistan. And we got pulled over by communist soldiers and Russian troops. And one of the communist Afghan soldier, was my cousin. He was sitting in a Jingo truck, and I looked down, and I saw him. He looked at me eye to eye, and I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart. He didn't pull his get out from the Jingo truck. He saw it. We taking off, And I love that guy. I want to see him. He's living in Holland. His name is Waid. And of course, he was been forced to become a communist soldier. But he did one big thing. He could have pulled us down from the trucks and kill us, shoot us. Where are you guys going? Because he knew my mom left 5 years before. Then when we arrived in Pakistan as a refugee, we were staying in a refugee camp. I remember my dad says, we have to go find your mom. And we went to the American embassy and we told them my mom was here 5 years ago. One of the Marine soldier was in front of the embassy. That's why later on I go help the Marines in Afghanistan. He says, don't worry, we fill it up, some application, we give our names, my mom name, my sister, my brother's names. He said, why don't you guys come a week or 2 weeks later, we will let you know. And 2 weeks later, we went over there, I saw the same Marine who was smiling, say, we found your mom. Your mom is in Charlottesville, Virginia. And we, of course, we get emotional, cry. And she found, I remember the phone number, 703 area code. The rest I don't remember.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Oh, great. And and we went to a phone booth. There was phone booth 1985, 1983. It was, you have to put a quarters, and we stay in line, put a quarter, Pakistani quarters. And all of a sudden, the other side of the line, my dad said, hello, hello. My mom said, hello. My dad said, hello. And I heard my mom was cussing my dad. How could you marry someone else and my two sons got killed? And my mom was so emotional, crying with my dad. And I can hear that. I was next to my dad, stand up, my brother, stand up. And he says, no, Fahim is alive. Eris is alive. That's wrong. They all lie to you. And let me talk to Fahim. Then I talk to him. Of course, my voice get deeper. I'll become a 17.
You weren't a kid anymore.
I'm not a kid anymore. And my mom, hi, Mom, how are you? Who are you? I said, Mom, this is Fahim. No, this is a man. I said, Mom, I'm a 17 and a half years old. Then I described about our home. She asked me like a secret question. Where was our bedroom? Where I was living?
So much happening.
Yeah, so much happening. Then later on, we got a sponsor, I forgot this, Robert Filney, I'm sorry. Robert Filney is sponsored us in church, and thanks to Ronald Reagan, thanks to American people, accept us as an asylum refugee.
Well, I just want to let you know, I would have voted for you to be sent back. I love that you're here, man. You've enriched my life since we became friends.
Thank you.
And we met, of course, because I did the cover of your book.
He changed my life. Don't forget that.
It's a wraparound cover. I did the art on the back too.
Moffat and Gil Dye published it. Michael Moffat, my co-author, Colonel served with him in Afghanistan, and he did the best cover. I would never forget this. I mean, I always when I go to the library, when I go to the airport, I see this face and say, "That's me." Thank you.
It's one of the things that they were so glad that because I've been working with Dale and Julia since 2006, and
you've done a lot for their book covers.
Yeah, I've designed every book cover and I painted almost every cover for their publishing, and plus I illustrated a storyboarded film produced by Tom Hanks. That still hasn't seen the light of day yet, but I'm hoping we're getting closer to it since they finished Greyhound.
Right.
But you are in one of my books.
Oh, yeah. As comic book. Thank you.
The one I'm still working on. And you named your character because you didn't like the name that I gave the character.
Right.
So you named him
I'll give you a very original Afghan name for you. That's why.
Yep. And it's Captain Jabari.
Yeah.
And he's a hero. He's a very heroic character in the story. And I love drawing your face because you have great expression.
It's so funny. when my lady and I we were watching my movies, she says, Fahim, you're so mean, but at home you're so nice and kind, like a puppy. I said, that's talent. I'm doing in front of the camera, I'm mean, and outside I'm nice.
Yeah, you're like Peter Capaldi that played Doctor Who. You were born with angry eyebrows. Why are they so angry? You're smiling, but your eyebrows say they want to kill me.
Which sometimes help me out when I see all these gangbang, yo, what's up kind of guy. When I look at them, they avoid me. They don't want to fight with me. But if they grab me,
he must be one of them Taliban people.
Yeah, there's this. I don't want to with this guy, which is I'm not a fighter. If they look at me, I'm just avoiding. But I do give them that kind of look.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Well, what was the first thing when you came to this country? What was the first thing you wanted to go do after seeing your mom and your brother and sister again? I mean, what was the first thing you wanted to go do?
Go to the mall, go to fast food. Everything was for me new. I mean, we're living in third world country. We don't have a fast food. We don't have an escalator at the mall to put our feet there and take us.
How many days in the country were you before you went to your first McDonald's?
What was it?
How many days in the country were you before you went to your first McDonald's?
I think we did it from the airport to Virginia. Dallas. Charlottesville. We stopped all over. We had a hamburger, and that was so funny. We were worried about what kind of meat is that. I said, I don't care. It tastes good. I will eat it anything. And we were watching some of traffic light, the rules, no jaywalk, girls with the skirt. We never seen those kind of things before. And men and women sitting in the park, they don't care. They have a boyfriend. The first time I saw kissing from the lips, I was like, whoa, that's going on. Everything was a surprise for us. Everything was.
I bet.
We were living in third world country. We don't have all these freedom the way you guys have. And you guys have electricity, you guys have a water, you guys have everything. But some of you guys don't appreciate. Some of you guys appreciate this country. And that's why later on, I thought this country gave me a citizenship. This country gave me a lot, and that's why I paid my dues later on. Went with U.S. Marine.
I'm going to show you something real quick.
Sure.
This is because I'm assuming that you went and lived with your mom there in Charlottesville, right?
Yeah, Charlottesville, Virginia.
That's me right here,
Wow.
And that's you growing up in Virginia.
Wow.
We were only about 50 to 100 miles apart.
Wow. That's amazing.
And by the way, your
destiny bring us together.
Your high school was our enemy, one of our enemies.
Wow.
My high school.
Wow. My first job, I was working in a church. I was Robert Filney, thanks to him, he sponsored us. He said, we're going to go put a haze for cows. And he gave me a little more, not motorcycle, what do you call those trucks? A little trucks with a little haze in the back. And I was going every 20 feet, go back, toss the haze for the cows. That was my first job.
Are you talking about like a tractor?
Tractor, yeah. But there was a small scooters connected with it.
A little ATV, gotcha.
Yeah. And I was mopping the church. I was doing this. Then later on, my uncle was living in California. He convinced us to come to California. And as soon as we arrived in California towards LAX, and I look on my right-hand side of the mountain, I saw Hollywood. I said, that's it. I'm going to be one day there.
So and that's what happened. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what happened. But I always had a dream to become an actor.
How old were you when that happened? How old were
19.
you?
I was 19. Yeah.
You were still just a kid. Awesome.
I'm 54 now. 54. Time flies.
I know. You, Keith, and I are really close in age.
Yeah.
I've got you by 2 years and Keith by 3 years.
No, 2 years. Because Fahim and I were born in the same year.
Yeah, you're Batman. Right. 66.
Yeah.
Right.
6. It's so funny. We can say our age. If we put it up more up, we're more confident, strong, and wisdom. And I've found a way. The best way to ask a woman their age, of course, is kind of in America they don't do that.
Yeah, because like on the Internet Movie Database, some women are trying to get their ages taken off of the Internet Movie Database and off of Wikipedia because they're afraid of it hurting their careers.
Yeah, that's what right now IMDb asking for your copy of your passport.
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting.
And the best way to ask a woman how old they are, first don't say how old they are. Who was the president of the United States when you were born?
That's a polite way.
That's polite, not even polite way. It's coming from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what's to hit them. Then you will know. If that president run for 8 years, you have to figure out between here and there.
Right.
Wow.
But well, let's get into your career now because you've gotten to work on some really cool flicks. You were in the movie Sniper, the story of American SEAL Chris Kyle, and trying to remember, were you a tribal leader or were you Taliban? I can't remember.
I was tribal leader. I'm supposed to bring Zarqawi. My job. American asked me to bring Zarqawi to justice, and we did bring Zarqawi, his dead body, my soldier. That's the true story of the movie. We bring him in back of my trunk, and my chauffeur, my driver, drove us to the base, American base, and we dumped the Zarqawi body in front of them. And I tell America, now you got your enemy, get out in my country.
Right.
That was the dialogue. That was the dialogue. And Zarqawi didn't get killed by Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle was one of the best sniper in Iraq. But my character, I was a tribe leader. I had more power. I have more connection. And Zarqawi was an Iraqi. He was Lebanese, not Lebanese, Jordanian. He was coming invade my country as a terrorist. And I've been telling Chris Kyle, which is his character was playing, and Clint Eastwood said, Fahim, what's the right way? I said, most of top leaders you guys capture these terrorists, because my experience in Afghanistan, always we Afghan or we Iraqis helping you guys where they are. That's how you guys capture them. Otherwise, especially my job when I was with U.S. Marine as a culture technical advisor and linguist, I did a lot of help with American Marines, tell them because I know the language, I know how to talk, and of course the Marines, they're good.
Because from being there, you understand all the nuances in the way that they speak. So things that they might miss, not naturally speaking the language, you would catch.
Right.
It's really interesting.
And Captain Benson and I, we had a code of say, Fahim, if this guy BSing, just say, then I send a message. That means
clear your throat.
Yeah. And then I did help a lot of Afghan civilians, and I did help a lot of American Marines and soldiers. Same thing with Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle did a lot in Afghanistan with Iraqi help.
That's fantastic. Then you worked with Bill Murray, and I love the photograph of my artwork in his mouth.
Yeah, he told me.
I'm just sitting there going,
Yeah,
Bill Murray's eating my artwork. Awesome.
He says, you look at your book on your cover of the book. He's put in his mouth, and let's take a picture.
How did you enjoy working with him?
He's a great guy. Working with him is awesome. I mean,
wow.
I learned so much. I asked him one question. I learned that from him. I asked him, Bill, which movie is your favorite one? He looked at me, Fahim, you asked me which one of my children I love. He said, I love them all. Now I'm stealing his code. Ask me which one of your movie, I'm saying I love all my children. I love all my movies.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean Barry Levinson, thanks to him to hire me, and Bill Murray. I'm always was playing rough, tough-looking guy, and this character I was playing in Rock the Casbah as a Bill Murray, as a father. Bill Murray was coached me. He said, "Tune it down, tune it down." Then I learned a lot. I learned a lot from him, and I was working with the king of Hollywood. He's a legend.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
He's one of those people that I wish he would crash one of my parties.
Yeah,
You hear all those stories, never happened.
He's living in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, it's North Carolina because he likes golfing.
Oh, okay, North Carolina.
And there's a lot of golfing down there. I remember when my ex-father-in-law asked me if I wanted to go golfing one weekend with him down there, and I got all excited, went down there, and I didn't realize he wanted me to be his caddy.
Yeah. Be honest with you, I never had a bad experience in Hollywood with all these actors. Of course, they're some of them cocky, some of them they think they're better than them. I just ignore them. I do my job. I do their job.
That's good.
I have the best manager, Richard Corner, and I have a good life coach, Kim Walters. She's my.
What does she do? What does that mean, life coach?
Life coach. I've worked an assistant too. She worked with a lot of my grammars. When I read the scripts, she helped me out with the pronunciation. I mean, I speak 6-7 languages. Still, I need help sometimes. But most of my characters, I have to have an accent. And my life coach, Kimi Walters, she teach me how to approach this, all my social media, all my media, and she's pushing this as a refugee camp as a good example, and for Africa, Afghanistan, all these refugee camps. She does a lot, and she won't let me post anything to make myself low or whatever. She's watching what I
Sounds
do.
like a lot of Hollywood needs somebody like that helping them with their Twitter and Facebook.
Oh yeah, because sometimes when we get drunk, we post something. Tomorrow we're all over the news. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that.
You had the opportunity of working on also a lot of television, including shows like 24. What was it like to actually act opposite Kiefer Sutherland?
You know, every movie need a bad guy. Every show need a bad guy. Kiefer, when I work with him, Kiefer, they say, Fahim, show me your anger, choke me. When the one season we worked, season 2, and I choke him, he says, no, that's too light. Do it harder. Show me your anger, this. And I learned a lot from him as well. I learned a lot. The way you learn from the main character, and you're fighting these two guys. They challenge you. They challenge you with acting and by being real to show your expression of your face. Yeah. Working with him was awesome. 24 was very famous in the 90s. And now we're not doing anymore. But yeah, you work with a lot of these guys. You learn a lot from them. Whoever says I know better than you, they're wrong. Even big guys, Al Pacino, he still go to sit on the stage learning things. He never say I know enough. That's all my opinion.
What did you think about working on Louis' show?
Oh, Louis himself, what a nice guy. Very emotional, very...
Because that was a 2-parter, wasn't it?
What is that?
That was a 2-part episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2-part episode about duck. The little ducks come and bring a Taliban and American together. I was a leader of Taliban warlord.
I laughed so hard at that. It was so funny. My daughter watched that and she got a kick out of that.
It's so funny.
There he is. That's Fahim, honey. There's Fahim. Oh my God. So.
It's the most good experience for Louis himself. Unfortunately, he's not working anymore in Hollywood. I feel bad for him, but
I wouldn't be too cool if somebody walked up and wanted to jerk off in front of me. So this is such a weird thing to be condemning the guy for. It wasn't like he did anything against anybody's will. He always asked if it was okay. And
But you have to understand, any professional, office, police, acting, lawyers, these little things happen. But to us, we go all over the TMZ, all news, because
because you're celebrities, and it's just awful. You know, it is really awful what was done to Louis.
Every professional, happen in any professional. But some people, they keep it quiet. Some people don't keep it quiet. There's some people announce it, some people don't. But the reason we get more famous with the sloppy things we do, because we're on the social media, we're in public eye.
Yeah, and it used to be when we were kids, and a little before that, you know, these tabloid guys were paid money to keep it quiet. You know, not to let people's stories out. Like how one of my favorite actors, still to this day, Danny Kaye, like to put on high heels and dress like a lady. You know, and it never got out.
I'm sorry, cut you off. Right now is different cheating going on. There's a lot of Photoshops, a lot of social media.
Yeah.
They can put your picture, your other pictures together, and they start kissing each other. They can do a lot of different frauds right now. If someone wants to destroy you, they can destroy you in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. All they got to do is allege. There's none of this, proven anything. They just make allegations. It's the cancel culture, SJWs, all of those people that really have nothing to lose, and they just thoroughly enjoy watching other people. What's that called? Schadenfreude? Enjoying to watch other people be miserable. Isn't that the word, Schadenfreude?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I wrote something a week ago. Stop complaining. When you're complaining, nobody listens. 50% of people don't listen. The other 50% people are happy because you're miserable like them.
Wait, what did you say? I'm kidding. I heard you.
when you complain, 50% of people don't listen.
Don't listen. Yeah. It goes in one ear and out the other.
The other 50% people, they're happy because you're miserable like them.
Yep. And of course, you know, there are three of us in here, and we're all 100% listening.
Of course we do. I like the way you said, what'd you say?
What? So, Keith, you got another question?
Is there a particular actor or actress that you've always wanted to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Robert De Niro.
Cool.
Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, that's my last dream to work with them. I work with a lot of top actors, which is I'm happy. But like I say, I'm never going to stop saying enough is enough. I keep working because this is my passion. I want to stand up next to Robert De Niro, Al Pacino to learn something, not because of he's famous or not because of...
You're talking about people who you admire their skill.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get that. It's sort of like you getting to work with Clint Eastwood is like an ultimate to me, because he is like
Tom Hanks. I work with Tom Hanks. I work with Clint Eastwood, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr. He's a legend.
With Tom Hanks, you actually got to be in a movie that talked about something that was very personal to you, which is the war in Afghanistan with Russia. Right.
This is a blurb from Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
That's the blurb. And I was a culture technical advisor on Charlie Wilson World. I was the one coaching Tom Hanks, Julie Roberts, Philip Hoffman Seymour, and Charlie Wilson himself. I was advising them because my experience in Afghanistan when I fought the Russian before. And that movie became a good movie. Yeah, working with everybody. I don't mind with working lower guys, higher guys. Just I want to learn more. I'm not a picky who I'm working on. Chris Hemsworth, I work with him on 12 Strong. Nicest guy. I'm some Australian guy. He's Australian. Such a great guy. Be honest with you, every time you go on set, you learn until you finish. 20 days, 30 days shooting, you come back and say, wow, I miss my family. I want to continue working. And you get a little down. I get down when I finish projects because you get good with makeup artists, electrician, director.
Well, when you
producer.
say down, are you saying you get bummed out a little bit?
I get a little depressed. You leave your family.
That's actually common with artists.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
done now, and you start to
Yeah,
feel
let's do it
like
next
I'm not
month.
necessary, or you don't. It's sort of like when you go through a divorce.
Yeah.
What is my part in the world anymore? What am I going to do next? Was that it? Was that the best? It's like you go through all these complex emotions. I get it.
You have to understand, we always get rejected. We have to be strong enough to accept the rejection. I mean, the reason I get down bumped because I grew up with that family for 20 years. I mean, 20 days or 30 days. I accept them as a family. And everything, we wrap it up, everybody's clapping, and you don't see them anymore. Or maybe you're going to see them again.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. I get depressed not because I don't have a job, next job. I get depressed because I'm losing my family. A family 25 days or 2 months or 3 months family.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it gets even worse. Like if you were ever, because I've heard other actors, men and women, who have been in parts for like long periods of time on television shows, and then they have to leave that show, and it's like really difficult. But oddly, they carry on a lot of those relationships even afterward, and stay like the guys from Scrubs are best friends, and so you see that, and it's not that uncommon to find out that, because you build a relationship with people.
And Bradley Cooper, him and I, we work in American Sniper, and I saw him again in Aloha in Hawaii. Say, Fahim, what are you doing? We have fun. And so we contact with each other. Same thing with Chris Kyle. I mean, not Chris Kyle, Chris Hemsworth. And same thing with Robert Downey Jr. But you keep your friendship. Sometimes they need advice from me from Afghan culture. There's this. Sometimes I need advice from them. Well, how to say this dialogue? I have this tough dialogue. Can you help me out? And we get on FaceTime and Zoom, and we help each other. Or some pronunciation they want to hear Afghan way or foreigner way. They say, "Fahim, can you say that?" Then I read it with my accent. They picked it up.
Now that film's a really good war film. They changed the name. It was originally the Horse Soldiers or something like that, and then they changed it to 12 Strong.
Yeah, the original was a Horse Soldier, which is the 19 soldier came to Afghanistan from the north. First, the Kazakhstan and northern Afghanistan, they bribed them. They took the country because the communist was running before. And they came to Afghanistan. There's a warlord skull. He got so much money from American and allowed Americans come in. His name is Rashid Dostum. And they let the American come in, and the Northern Alliance and American forced the Taliban out.
That is so cool. Wow. It's a good film. And I think, what bugged me about it is, for some reason, right around the time that it was going to be released, they changed the title of the film, and there was almost no marketing.
Yeah, because the reason they changed 12 Horse Soldier, because there was an old movie in 1950.
Yep.
There was a name that they took from.
It had John Wayne in it.
John Wayne. There we go.
Yep. And but 12 Strong's a really good film, but it didn't get enough marketing, so it just didn't get the attention it deserved.
They drag it so long. They're supposed to be that movie finished in an hour, 20 minutes. Then the American attack again, they lost again. They attack again, they lost again. They should have finished it. The second attack finished the movie, but they was keep going. And the audience like that. Audience doesn't like it. Audience like short and simple. Get out.
Yeah, it's like and again, I saw the movie thinking, I bet you Fahim's gonna be in this. I watched the movie The Outpost. You're nowhere in it. I'm like, why isn't Fahim in this movie?
Yeah, I did a voiceover on that.
You did a voiceover.
Clint Eastwood Sam working on that movie, Outpost. Yeah. That's a great movie, but the reason I didn't get that job because it was a Canadian production. Canadian, they have their own production. They hire their own locals. if they hire me as a local actors to go out of Canada and shoot that, they cost them a lot of money.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But it was disappointing. But I love that movie, and they got it right. It's like the first half of that movie is character build up and build up to this battle, and then the second half of the movie is just all out warfare, one huge nasty battle.
Right.
And you care about the characters, and I found that was a problem with the 12 Strong, because it kind of bounced. It would like bounce from calm to war, and it's like just one small battle, one big battle, and historically, that's how war films really do work well when they do that way.
To be honest with you, the American audience, they're sick of war. They want to see something else. That's why I changed my character a little more father and more tribe leader, help American. American doesn't want to lately. They've been hear so many bad things in the news. That's enough. It's enough. They don't want to do that anymore. Yeah.
I won't disagree with you there. Although when you have a really well done war film, they'll still embrace it.
I line up like 4 or 5 movies. No, 3 more movies. Line up. There's all war movies. I'm not supposed to discuss the name, the title. And we're gonna shoot it in Jordan and Morocco. And this is all, it's based on true story, because a lot of soldiers and Marines coming from Afghanistan, they write a book, and the book or everything top book, and they want to make a movie.
Well,
yeah, there's going to come a time when Dale and Del Vecchio and all the people I worked with started to make our war film back in 2006, and we were going to work with the Kurdistan government.
Yeah,
and we had the money and everything. Then it fell through because everything fell through in Kurdistan, and if that ever happens, I'll be for sure getting a hold of you.
Oh, for sure. Let me know. I'm here.
Bill wrote the script, so
I'm here to play. As good thing we were talking about my life coach Kim. Is if Fahim, you have a very distinguished look. You can go 100 years. Your market is not going to go down. I'll say, okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I can't believe you've never played a romantic lead, because
Come on, there. Do I look like romantic guys?
Yeah, you could. You could do it. I think you can do it.
Yeah,
and that's like part of the humor of it, because I'd make it funny.
In real life, I'm a romantic. I bring flour to my lady, cook and stuff like that. I don't know if I can do a romantic movie.
I'm going to write a romantic comedy just for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you're going to have to constantly address having scary eyebrows. And it'll be the running joke of the story that it's like, women are so standoffish with me because of my eyebrows.
Yeah, this is my agent, Richard Corner, said, Fahim, if you don't have that look, the eyebrow, you're nobody. I'm saying, okay, what do you try to say? He says, that's a compliment. That's your signature in Hollywood.
So take care of those eyebrows.
I will.
All right, Fahim. Hey, man, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Both of you guys are awesome. I'm honored to do that interview. I have fun. I wasn't stressing. I wasn't, like I said, most of.
When you come on our show, we don't give a fuck. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
Keith and I, we're best friends, and we like to invite other people to.
I want to thank you again. Thank you again, buddy. Keith, nice chatting with you. Thank you. Let's push it.
Thank you so very much for him. Thank you.
Stick around after the show. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And again, that's Keith over there.
And that's my good friend, Gary.
And down there, that's Fahim Fazli.
Yes!
And we're out of here.
Out of here.
Get off our lawns.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please remember to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Remember, you can find us at Pop Culture Minefield on both Facebook and Instagram. Thank you again.